From infinite jumps to infinite glimmer, here are 17 things in Destiny 2 that you might not know. Lightweight weapons are great because of their superb handling and free bonus to movement speed. But did you know that this bonus mobility is more than just for show? If you are a hunter, you might not know that this mobility bonus secretly helps your mobility stat. This means that by just simply holding a lightweight weapon, your dodges will come back faster. It might be worth going for just 8 mobility instead of 10 if both weapons you're using are lightweight, as it bumps it up by 2 stat points. Pretty neat. I am about to ruin Destiny for some of you. Forever. Do you see it? Probably not, but watch what happens when I divide the screen into 4 equal parts. Yeah, now you see it. Yep, Destiny's reticle is not centered. It is ever so slightly lower than center. And this isn't a bug or a design oversight either. It's an intentional design decision to allow you a better view of the things above you, likely because there's so much aerial mobility and such. And let's be honest, Destiny has a beautiful skybox. Titan barricades are strong. Yes, if you've played PvP in the last patch, you know this. But did you know how strong they actually are? Despite players being able to run through them, they are technically a line of sight blocker, meaning AoE damage like thunder crashes and nova bombs have to obey their protection. This simple fact allows you to use them to survive in insane and otherwise extremely lethal situations. This also works with stasis crystals, and they can even block line of sights for themselves, providing even further protection. Are you in need of glimmer but don't have the time to farm because of real life responsibilities? 801 probably will be your solution. You see, whenever a player gives the loom synth materials, it drops glimmer. Set your character here while you thaw chicken and do the dishes, and come back and you might just have a bit more spending cash for just standing in one spot. It's pretty nice. Not all bounties are created equal. If you are a casual bounty farmer like myself, you might not know that some bounties actually reward more XP than others. You can figure this out by looking under some of the bounties' descriptions at their rewards. Some bounties will reward XP, some XP plus, and some, like the ones from Eris Morn, Shah Han, and Varix, will reward you with XP plus for even bigger rewards. If you are saving some bounties for next season, make sure that you do these in particular for maximum return on investment. If you're a veteran of Destiny 2, you probably know that the Ikelos weapon has been released 3 times in a row now. One that was sunset, one without the origin trait, and one now with the origin trait. And while these are effectively the same gun with new perks, and that's neat and all, you might not have noticed that these different eras of Ikelos weapons update their names like software versions, going from 0.1, 0.2 to 0.3. It's a neat little subtle detail about these weapons because they technically are software-related freedom pellet dispensers. Holster mods on boots allow you to slowly load weapon magazines while they are stored. This, by design, doesn't work with single-shot weapons such as bows and special ammo grenade launchers. This is true of all single-shot weapons, in fact, except for one. Despite Parasite being like a special ammo grenade launcher and being a single shot grenade launcher, it is technically a heavy weapon first with just a really small magazine. It is the only one ammo magazine in the game to allow holster mods to load itself. Not all sparrows are created equal. If you still have an older seasoned sparrows, or for whatever reason they dropped for you from Test Eververse, you might notice that some of them are actually slower than the newer ones. Some older sparrows have a 150 speed stat compared to the now new and standardized 160 speed stat, which means that a legendary slower sparrow is somewhat of a collector's item if you're into that sort of thing. Listen, when it comes to PvE stuff, I am not the most knowledgeable, and this one is definitely good to know. Ever seen one of these weird floating war mine shapes and were confused as to what they were for? Well, so was I, until I learned you can combine the enhanced resonant amps from your inventory to create an override frequency. Once you have this, you will see a sort of readout telling you which floating space dice you need to go to. The pattern is read like so: destination, then area/lost sector, then architecturally distinct feature, then specific location. For example, this one directs you to go to the backstage of Eris Morn's little stand on the moon. I know some people are going to grill me for not knowing about this in the comments section, but it's been a while since these have been in the game, since Mars has been in the game, and it's good for grabbing loot, so bite me. Originally, there were going to be 4 races in Destiny. Not just humans, Awokens, and Exo. There was going to be a race called...
And then we investigated one more choice. The Tiger Man.
Tiger Man. In other words, Destiny almost canonically had furries. Thank God we dodged a bullet on that one.
Was wise.
This was kind of a dire time for the concept artist, trying to figure out how to make this work. This was an idea that we had, but it just didn't.
Wait, you're saying tigerfish in a robe doesn't work?
Raid banners can be expensive if you are a starting player, and if you're going through the campaign, it might be scary using them in your adventure because you might not have that many. But fret not, because you might not know that banners placed inside of activities such as the campaign don't actually cost your raid banner reserve. So feel free to slam and refill away. Turrets can be annoying and lethal, especially the new Seraph Shield exotic missions, as they are both tanky and relentless. But they have a design flaw. Unlike other turrets like Cabal turrets, these turrets, just like a pig, can't look straight up, meaning if you wanted and needed to, you could stand on top of one of these things and not have to worry about them giving you a sudden colonoscopy. Could be helpful if you need to regenerate your health or sort of shush one while you deal with another. If you need to go back to older dungeons for loot or for whatever reason, you have more freedom with your loadout than it might initially appear. These activities are at power level 1350, which means older sunset weapons work just as well in them as your current ones. Maybe bust out the mountaintop and recluse combo for old time's sake. Ace of Spades deals solar damage. Technically. While Ace is obviously a kinetic weapon, you might forget that its Firefly hits and explosions is solar, which means burn-specific situations like Path of the Burning Steps on Titan or solar burn and strikes benefit from the Ace of Spades. It's worth keeping in mind if you're playing into a heavy Solar 3.0 style of build. Did you know that you might have free loot waiting for you? As cable TV commercial as that may sound, for whatever reason, if you forgot to claim past season exotics, weapons, gear, anything, you can log into Bungie.net and claim them. Just go to the past seasons section. It's not much, but it might end up being a max rolled exotic armor piece. Who knows? It's just good to check. If you need to cross a large gap, this simple Titan tech is perfect for new players who can't quite get the hang on eager edge skating. Using Catapult Lift and a sword with ammo, you can cancel the 2's animations to grant yourself an extremely long-range glide. Simply swipe, cancel that with a boost, and then cancel that with another sword swipe, and you're good to go. Make sure that you equip the Lion Ramparts for better consistency and boosting. Warlock, Child of the Old Gods, and Titan's Storm Grenades are annoying, but they can be used for your benefit. With the reflective effect like on Teia Swords and a bit of good timing, you can convert these heat-seeking projectiles into allies just by doing a well-timed slide into them. Subscribe and drop more secrets in our Tower Thoughts Discord chat room. Shout out to TDT member Eggnog Valkyrie in our Discord for most of these points. Bless your faces and deuces.